Okay, good morning. Welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 14th of April. So, starting off looking at the euro dollar, euro's continued its surge. Yesterday, certainly on the softer inflation data that was released there, it got a move up there, and we've seen a break further up a bit this morning, looking relatively bullish. We're looking onto the 4 hourly. We're just running into the 4 hourly R1, which may provide some resistance, as the name implies. It's a resistance 1. We'll see if it actually gives some resistance as we push in there. But solid old start yesterday with that news, and continuation through that. Looking at the shorter time frame coming down to the 60-minute, it does look like it's slowing up a bit at the moment. Maybe a retrace will give opportunities for the long side. We'll just see how things shape up here, but for now it is heading north, but at a slower rate, but still steady. It's still at 45 degrees. It's not looking bad, just not giving me an entry. The pound yesterday, well, it's a bit of a doji day yesterday, not too much movement, but it didn't take the same advantage as we saw with the euro. We didn't see the same advantage coming through. To be fair, it was selling off beforehand. It's shoved up there. It's just pushing out in there, so it did spin it around yesterday. It's pushing up pretty well at the moment, already through its R1. Normally I'd look for a retracement back to its pivot, but it's moving at such a pace, it's probably not an opportunity now. It's already moved today. I'm just looking at the amount of movement here. It's almost 2/3 of its average true range here. It's running into a bit of resistance. Maybe it'll represent an opportunity on a retrace, but having moved so far and in this current bar, it's making life a little bit more difficult in terms of trying to get into a long. The yen, there was me moaning yesterday, a lot of these markets were sitting in chop, but even the yen managed to break out its range there. So the euro did, the pound's sort of working in that direction, and the yen certainly broken out of that range. It always becomes inevitable. The tighter to these ranges become, eventually it'll pull out or break out. It's just knowing which way, and these have moved largely in the way of the direction of the previous move. So to the downside here, consolidated around here, and it's pushed off. I'm not a major seller of the dollar yen, but with the we could see more downside, but the yen itself has its well, we've been seeing money unwound from it, but perhaps yesterday and again today we might see more money flowing that way. The dollar, as I said, is just taking a bit of a hit. Aussie dollar, okay, thanks John. Today, I mean, the Aussie dollars yesterday just did actually sustain range, and the commodity currencies will not necessarily do fantastically well here, but might start picking up. Commodities should start pushing up and help. Oil certainly, I believe, has made a move. If we look at this Australian dollar, it's pushed out of its range there. If I extended that channel any further, it's certainly pushed out of that. Again, the way it's moved here into some resistance, would need a retrace if I was looking to get on the long side and take advantage of this. Not too keen selling where it is at the moment, selling into this 200, although it's not too far off from being a double top, but at the moment, as I say, I'm not particularly keen on that. I'd rather, if I was taking a trade on here, wait for the retrace. Okay, Canadian dollar, just quick. New Zealand dollar, just quick look at this, and the interest rates were left untouched there. Well, the markets have pretty much accepted that. It's pushed out finally from its consolidation phase, a little bit stronger than the Aussie by the looks of things at the moment as well. So just shoving up there this morning. Solid old move up through with the news. Bullish engulfing sort of bar sitting there. Okay, so it's done its move though. That's the only thing, and along with a lot of these markets, many of them have already done a bit of a move. Euro yen, it's a quick look. This is one that hasn't done so much. It's still ranging. It's looking just stuck in the middle there, and with the euro pushing up, the dollar yen pushing down. Well, I suppose it's more likely it's going to sit in the middle to a degree, but at some stage this is going to break. It's just getting the right stage of that. Okay, S&Ps, let's have a look at the S&Ps today. S&Ps are carried on, no surprise there, yet another high yesterday, and we're just seeing day after day after day of highs. Again, yesterday it did have a bit of a retrace leading into that sort of news coming out, but the news itself was it may have been traders here, most likely traders here, expecting the worst, and in fact it was good in terms of low interest rates, the potential to keep interest rates lower for a little bit longer, has seen the market go off and make new highs. Not a lot more to add there, just buy on retracements if you can get into some support. Okay, that's what I'd be looking for. Gold. So gold did eventually do a turnaround yesterday, a bullish engulfing candle, which would suggest potential further upside here, and well, it's consolidated where it is on the 4 hours at this stage. Quite a may get a bit of continuation from where we are at the moment, but hard old play that's sitting there at the moment. It moves so much yesterday in one go. Maybe we'll get a push up this morning, a break of these highs may be the catalyst for a long side. Okay, oil. Well, we've seen Iran negotiate or talk about further enrichment, etc., which seems like there's not going to be a deal, which means that sanctions will stay there, and oil prices, well, we're seeing what the result of that at the moment. Oil prices pushing up along with the weaker dollar all fits in well, and it's just not looks like it's not the time yet for selling oil. It's picking up once again. Again though, it's pushed up. I'm just looking at the shorter time frame, nothing's setting up immediately. Again, retracements that would be needed for any buying here. Okay, Coinbase IPO today. Well, there you are. Thanks, John. That might get some excited. Let's have a look at Bitcoin this morning, and I will look on a separate sheet altogether. So Bitcoin, let's just go to the dailies there, and yet again a further shove yesterday with that low interest inflation rate, beg your pardon, or lower than some expected, I think, and it's making a decent shove up at the moment. Can't get loading up my chart for the other cryptos at the moment, which is not loading. So it's stuck in that lovely whirring pattern. So there we go. So Ripple continued up solidly yesterday. I mean, we're running towards the where it's at $1.9 at the moment. Ethereum pushing up again, 23.86 at the moment. Again, 2 really solid days there. Really just seeing these cryptos pushing and taking advantage maybe of the, as I say, of the weaker dollar. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to wish you a great day, and I will be back in the morning. Bye for now.